relative to the angle of the humerus. Okay, let's do a little experiment. Everybody put their elbow into their side, and then turn your palm down as far as you can. And see that there's a little bit of angle probably there to it. You can't get completely flat. Now, if I just abduct my shoulder, it looks like my pronation changed. But did it? You were already at max pronation, right? It's just your angle looks different. Okay? So the maximum pronation is actually relative to the angle of the humerus. Does everybody understand that? And so where students often make errors is they try to align their goniometer to the line of gravity when that's not necessarily what you're supposed to be aligning to. If your humerus is in the line of gravity, then it makes sense to align to the line of gravity. But if your humerus is out here and you put your proximal arm in the line of gravity, that's not correct. Okay? We're good?
Got that wrong on the quiz.
Right. All right. May I borrow your Goni again?
Yep.
Thank you. So, if I have her humerus here to the line of gravity, and then I ask her to pronate her forearm, I can have my distal arm in the line of gravity. You guys see that? Because that is parallel to the humerus. Everybody sees that, right? So, and then I just go over her distal radius and ulna. I'm digging into her skin just a little bit. This is still parallel to the humerus. She has 90 to 93 degrees actively, and then passively, Beth has left pronation. We'll give her 98 degrees, okay? Because here's neutral.
98 degrees.
Here's neutral. She went to 98. Okay? Now, if you try to do this with your patient out here, I'm going to put it a little lower. Go ahead and put your forearm up there for me. If I try to do it here and do the same thing, line of gravity, it looks like Beth has 122 degrees. Does Beth have 122 degrees? No. So if I correct that by being parallel to the humerus, I'm back to around 90 degrees. Does everybody see that? Does that make sense now? Why there was that quiz question? Okay. Your book shows doing the measurements with the arm tucked in at the side so that it's in the line of gravity. But what they don't explain is that that measurement is actually because the humerus is in the line of gravity. All right? So keep that in mind, as it's always relative to the position of the humerus. So I can do my measurements here. I just need to be parallel to that humerus with my proximal arm. Okay? Either this way or this way, I don't care. Right? So that was pronation. Now for supination, I'll just measure it here, just because. I'm going to have her turn her palm up. Okay? So I need to be parallel to the humerus, right? And across the distal forearm. Not the hand, the distal forearm. And so I'm going to give her about 81 degrees there. And we can go maybe to 86. Everybody see that?
So you want us to measure it with the arm propped, or do like
I don't care.
either one?
Yeah.
I think it's easier to keep it aligned
Yeah,
with gravity.
because I'm like, now I have to guess 2 different angles.
The problem is,
But it's up
and
to
this
you.
sounds silly, but not everybody can get this parallel.
Right.
Like if you've got very big girth
Yeah.
around your midsection, you can't get it parallel. So you have to be able to adjust your technique if the patient can't get their arm tucked in all the way. Yeah.
So it might be easier to do than just 90 for someone that can't get it tucked all the way. It might be easier to do it at exactly 90 and
Yeah.
have it parallel to the floor.
You could do that.
Like we would with something, some of the other ones.
I'm okay with that, as long as you remember it's relative to the humerus's position. Okay? So that's one technique. I don't really want to put my fulcrum kind of like that. Okay? I'll get down here so I'm out of your way. Okay. So now I'm going to ask Beth to pronate. Okay? And so I'm kind of going across her fist there and lining up to the humerus. And again, we have that 94 degrees there because I'm aligning to the pen, assuming the pen is reasonably straight in her hand. Okay? And then passively, I can overpress, and this gets a little tricky. The whole one-hand technique. And I can get her to about 98 again, maybe 99. Okay? And supination would be the opposite. She turns over. There's my humerus, so I started here. So can you even see she's not quite in the line of gravity with her humerus? Do you guys see that? There, now she is. So here, and then this one, I actually get more than 90 now. I get about 100. And then passively. I think passively is trickier here because I have to do the one-handed Goni technique. And I can probably get her to about 110. Wow, about 108. Okay? I never use that technique. I don't think it's really that accurate because watch what happens with the pen. So she's going to supinate, but the pen, I mean, she's making a fist, but the pen isn't quite as stable as I like it. You see what I mean? So I don't know that it's completely accurate because the pen isn't always in the same position.
Sometimes you can do this too with your.
With your thumb to push it down a little farther. Do you see her doing that? Okay, so I don't use the pen technique. It is a valid measurement if you're paying attention to the details of where the pen is. And there are therapists that use it. I just don't use that one. You're welcome to use it on your practical, but I don't use that one in my practice. So, all right, try